People in Ontario took to the streets today to protest the policies of the new provincial government.
United will never be defeated.
The people, united, will never be defeated.
These ralliers are upset that Doug Ford has replaced the modern sex education curriculum with a 1998 version, a sentiment echoed by the father of Rehtaeh Parsons, who died by suicide after a photo of her being sexually assaulted was widely shared. He says repealing the current sex ed curriculum will put more teenagers in danger. I'm joined now by Joy Lachica, president of the Elementary Teachers of Toronto. Joy, you've taught children in the 2015 sex ed curriculum. How is that different from the one that they're rolling back to right now, the 1998 version?
Well, thank you. It's different because it encourages and it supports teachers in providing information around healthy relationships, around safe and caring school environment, anti-bullying. It helps to teach inclusion and diversity for students that come from all sorts of families and reflective of Ontario. In 1998, we barely had email. And with the internet and cyberbullying and all of the things that come along with our age of technology, this health and phys ed curriculum was essential. And our Elementary Teachers Federation lobbied hard to make sure it came into place based on legislation that had been passed provincially and federally. In 2017, we now have gender identity and gender expression in our Human Rights Code in Ontario and in the Charter of Rights in Canada. So this curriculum aligns with our legislation, and it helps teachers with the supports and the resources to teach students today. So we're really concerned about what's happened at Queen's Park.
Yeah, Joy, I know that you and fellow teachers were out there protesting. Are there teachers, though, within your federation also that say, hey, actually, I don't know if this is the best way forward. Maybe it's not 1998, but maybe it's not the 2015 version either?
Ontario teachers are compassionate. They're very well trained. They go to the best of faculties of education. And then with their training, they go into schools and they work with students. And as we work with our students, and some of us have 30, 35 students in a classroom, we recognize what the issues are. And we realize that needs are greater. And students are at risk on the very things that the health curriculum addresses. So I personally don't know a teacher that doesn't agree that we have to keep up with the times and provide what we need for our students.
Joy, can parents pull their kids out of that class if they want to teach these values at home?
Well, the interesting thing is that more than 4,000 parents were consulted in the original writing of the curriculum, as well as 70 health reports from various organizations. CAMH was consulted, faculties of education were consulted. There was so much work, research, and background gathering of information that went into the writing of this original 2015 document. And that's why we should be keeping it, because it's current, it's where we should be, and it's ludicrous to think that we should be going backward to 1998.
Joy, most people that we've spoken to at CTV that are against the curriculum, they don't rail against all of it, just parts. And I think, that's kind of expected in the most culturally and religiously diverse city in Canada and one in the world, really. Would you be open to reconsultation over some of those divisive parts so that maybe there's more than 4,000 even parents involved? Because a lot of parents have said that's not enough for them.
Right. Well, what's exciting about our province is its diversity and just our range of cultures and religious backgrounds. And that's reflected in our students in our schools. Yet we live in a society together and we go to school together. And this is a public education system, and it's a secular system. There are religious schools and there are private schools, and in those schools, slightly different things can be happening because that's part of what that system provides. But in Ontario, we provide a secular education for all, where no matter what your religious belief or your background culturally, or your sexual orientation or identity, we foster a respect for all people. And that's what our Charter of Rights talks about, and that's what our Ontario Human Rights Code talks about. So this is what it means to be a citizen. And this is what it means to be a good teacher, to teach these civic things that students will carry with them into their lives and into society.
All right, Joy, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Joy Lachica is the president of the Elementary Teachers of Toronto.